Oh, am I live? A little bit too much tit there. Awful colouring. Oh, nice to see the riff-raffer in, bright and early. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me get that greyness. Oh, have you noticed two? Two, huh? Got two. That's why I'm out of breath. That's why I'm nearly dying, because I just suddenly realised this one is on its last legs. It's on its last aqua legs. What do they call them? Water wings? It's on its last water wings. And if that continues... oh, that worked quite well, didn't it? Let's try this one as well. But it's going to change because the light's going to change anyway. There you go, a bit of orange. Let's put the brightness of my computer. It illuminates me. I like some kind of Jesus figure, you know. I like those Italian blokes whose parents called them Jesus. They're so good. There was one of them at one of my art schools. Oh, there were many. There were many. I mean, when I look back over my life, it's a sorry sight. A combination of abstract, yeah, abstract failure, yeah. But at one of the what I tend to see is rehabs and art schools. That was kind of like that was when I blossomed. I went from boy to man amidst a mess of art school and rehabs. And, you know, I think I turned out all right. So I'm seeing that as a business opportunity. I mean, you know, if we could all chip in and somehow start a school where we get loads of teenagers addicted to drugs, they can choose as long as they're damaging and you know, you can't come and get addicted to. Well, they're all quite bad for you, I suppose. And then teach them about the arts. There's a lot of sex to be had there as well. And then when they come out of the end of that funnel of insanity, yeah, I think they'll be on the path to... I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Lulu. Nice to see you. Hello, Aramas. Hooper's on the phone. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Steve intended something for his daughter. How peculiar. Hello, John Francis. Always a pleasure. Hello, Jim. Nice to see you. Anglo's on the phone. Good to see you, Mr. Saxon. Did I already say hello to you, Ralph? I say that every day to you, don't I, Ralph? It's became a bit of a thing. Is it? Has it? I don't know, maybe. Maybe it's just become a thing with me. Hang on 1 second. I've just got a little bit of work to do. Oh, God. Oh, no. Someone in the Philippines just told me that they occasionally watch my streams. Someone who does some work for me. That's good to know. I'm going to put the clip in here and see if Munstead wants to come in the stream. He won't. It's very unlikely. He might, you know, I wouldn't put it past him to come in and try and ruin it somehow, but if he's on form, he's the funniest bloke in the world. Après-moi, tete-a-tete, vis-a-vis mea culpa. Hello, Quadrex. Good to see you. Crow says it's storming its arse off. I tried to picture it. I'm like that. I'm a visual kind of person. I like to see things. And I didn't know what a storm's body was to know what a storm's arse was. I'm not getting at you, Mr. Magnon. I wouldn't do that. I have no reason to do that. Hello, Bunnings. I hope you're well. Right, where are we? Who else? Lulu, you got an hello. Of course you did. Hello, Honey Monster. A pleasure. Rags. So I've set up Siri on my phone, and it's actually pretty good. I know you're not meant to say that. I get it. I understand you're not meant to say that. But look, so my phone's not even switched on, right? It's on, but I haven't got it. I haven't put my passcode in, or it recognizes my face, which is weird. And it does it with a mask and glasses. And it's like, I'm not sure how safe this is. But look, now it's off. Look at the off on that. Watch this. Hey, Siri, what's the time in the UK now?
In London, England, it's 10:03.
Now, that might not sound like much use to you, but when I'm working and I need to know things very quickly, and I've got 2 monitors, I've got 40 tabs open, I can just pick up my phone and say, hey, Siri, what's the dollar against the pound at the moment?
Okay, I found this on the web for what's the dollar against the pound.
There you go.
Check it out.
£1 is, there you go, it's right there. It's giving it to me. $50 going to get you 38.0055 GBP. So when, I think it's crazy that, we all hate these things, but they do bring some value. And I think it's wrong to chuck the baby out with the bathwater across your life in general. Okay? Cheers. Come on, it's Thursday. Hello, Emma G. Hello, Picard. What a lovely bunch of coconuts. An ex-girlfriend bought me this comb. Taylor's of Bond Street. Nice. That comb is what? When was I with her? That's got to be about 14 years old. I mean, I know it hasn't got a lot of hair to deal with. But I think a gentleman has a nice comb. A gentleman will have a nice comb. I think that's fair to say. We won't go down the comb route, though, because a couple of people actually tried to... Well, I say a couple. One person. I'll keep it on the QT. One person tried to explain to me why people get angry when I talk about shoes and shirts. Life. Crow, it's out here. It's out here. If you can get here, it's out here. Today was beautiful. I've told the story many times. Story's a bit generous, but when the first morning I woke up here, when I'd been here about 10 times before on holiday, but the first day I woke up after moving here, I remember looking out the window, and because of the jet lag, I'd got up about 6:45 in the morning. And I looked out my window, and the sun was just coming up, and the sky was electric blue. You know that it's not sunlight, but it's getting there. It's quite a dark blue. And of course I wasn't sleeping, and I was like, you've only gone and done it. You've gone and done it. You live in Southeast Asia, you madman. I don't really know how I make decisions. My life has just been a series of largely unconsciously overdetermined accidents. And I remember when it started getting light thinking, that's going to be like that every day. And it is, nearly every day. And then as the sky got brighter and brighter and the room got hotter and hotter, and, a fair chunk of why I came out here was for the weather. And also the light. I can't be doing with that darkness 5 months of the year in Europe. I love Europe, and I really miss England at the moment. I really miss Soho. And but it's a bit chilly. It's a bit cold. I can't be doing with that rain that comes at you like that. I mean, there's no God. When rain hits the side of your face at that angle, there's no God. That's the end of that argument. And anyone will go with that. Hello, Hooper. Nice to see you, me old mucker. What else we got in here? Let me set this damn... I haven't fucking told anyone I'm streaming. Damn, hang on. I've got that. I've got the Getter one to do. I've got the community tab to do. And I've got my Telegram to do. I was all excited to get in here on time, and no one knows I'm streaming. Well, when I say no one, I mean it's the same people every day. We have been getting some new people in, though, haven't we? We have been getting some. Hello, Doc Shelley. Good to see you. How are you, my friend? Hello, Pete Shy FX. Daz is here. Nice to see you. Hello, Rufus. Rufus has got a nice bit of sun. Rufus, where are you? Remind me again. I think you told me recently. Sue. Hello, Sue. I refer to you, in my mind, I refer to you as St. George's Sue. Hello, Martin. Look at that. No notification, even though I set the reminder. And I get YouTube asks me quite a lot. You get when you're a content creator, when you're a partner. I'm a partner. My channel's monetized, but I don't monetize it. I don't monetize the. You don't get adverts on my channel. If you see an advert on my video ever, it's because I've used copyrighted material, and they can then put adverts on your video. I could do a 5-hour stream and use 3 seconds of copyrighted material, and they can then put an advert at the start of my video, in the middle of it, and at the end, and ones you can't skip. It's nice of them. See, that seems like fair. And the one that really gets me is that they can do it with adverts. If they put a trailer up for a movie, which is an advert, that's a freaking advert. Why can't I show that? What, you don't want me to show people about your film that you're trying to advertise? All right. Lulu says it's a beautiful morning in Norfolk. Now, tell me, Lulu, I went to rehab once. It was the best one I ever went to, actually, in Bury St Edmunds. That's Suffolk, though, isn't it? Is that Suffolk? I think I've got family in Norfolk. Where's Dis? I've got family in Dis. And I've been to the Eye Show. I've told the story before. There was a stall at the Eye Show, right? And the bloke made boomerangs, and he had loads of templates, and you could buy boomerangs that he'd already made, and they were different ones. Like one would do a figure of 8, one done 2 circles, just all based on the shape and that. They had lighter weight ones for children and all this, not to throw them at children. He had razor blade ones for your neighbours, and he had a little sign saying boomerang display 2:00, meet here. And I said to my dad, please, can we go to the boomerang display? I want to go to the boomerang display. And he went, all right. And I was like, sweet. 2:00, me and my old man turn up. No one else. Oh, private lessons. So this fella, he was Australian. Bless him. You know what I mean? It was boomerang, orangatanga. And he said, all right, then let's go. And he picked up a big stack of boomerangs, and me and him and my old man. And him and my old man started chatting like men did in those days. And, they were both tradesmen. The bloke was actually a carpenter, and my old man was a painter and decorator, but he also worked in a foundry, smelting bronze. It was lovely. I used to love all that. When I was a boy, I used to just marvel. I used to marvel at adults, especially when it was my hero father, just talking to a complete stranger and just getting on, and life was good. Do you know what I mean? He was sort of like, so what are you doing over here then? And the bloke was like, well, blah, blah. And oh yeah. Well, blah, blah. I was like, and I was just sort of like, I'm with the men. My childhood was, a lot of the time, this is not going to sound great, but let me carry on, was spent looking at men. But just wondering, knowing I was one, but confused as to when and how I would become one. Like, I was always fighting with my dad, poor bastard. He'd go home from like 9 hours in the foundry, and as soon as he got in the door, I'd have my arms around his legs and they'd sort of walk across the room dragging me. I'd be like, and then I'd just start trying to punch him and things, and they'd let me. And then when he'd had enough, it'd just sort of go, and I'd fly across the room onto the sofa. And I'd think, where does that strength come from? How can it? What is wrong with my tiny little arms, which haven't actually grown much? Let's be fair. And I just couldn't work it out. And it was fascinating to just look at them. And I was really excited about it. I was really, as I got a bit older, you know, everyone gets, all children, girls as well, get, excuse my English, cunted off a little bit pre-puberty. There's that, Freud calls it the latency period. And, you know, those kind of kids are a little bit annoying, really, aren't they? Sort of like 7 to 11, you know, they've got big heads. Their heads aren't the right shape for their body. And they're always in the way going, would you like me to help you do that? And you're like, I really, no. Why do you stand like that? And you're like, oh, and it's like they're all autistic at that age. I'm not taking away anything from people who deal with those autistic kids who are a fucking nightmare, because I do know they exist as well. But there's a level of autism, you know, seeming autism in all children in those ages. And so not so much. And then during puberty, you just don't like your parents because they're your parents. And you still haven't worked out that they're just people like yourself at that age. I remember when I worked that out. I remember when I worked out my mother was just a woman. You know, my dad died before I worked that out about him. But of course, when I worked it out about my mother, I obviously worked it out about my father. Because I started to be with people who were having kids and that. And I was thinking, that's what my mum and dad done. They were just like Neil and Sharon. Do you know what I mean? They moved into their little 2 up, 2 down. He went to work like my dad did. She looks after the house and the kids. And I thought, fuck me, did I expect a lot of them? If anyone's following this, give me a 1 in the chat if looking back you expected. Hello, bloke about town. What a pleasure. Yeah, no, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Brick on a String's hair is 2 dreads at the moment. No time to comb. Come on. Look how long it takes. 1, 2. If you're following what I was just saying, give me a 1 if you now understand that you expected so much of your parents when you were a kid, because you don't see them as humans, as people. They're a different creation. And, you know, you expect absolute perfection, even on an unconscious level. And then you get to that day, or, you know, that period when you start thinking, hang on, they're just like me and her and them and him and her. It's a weird moment. I remember it being a really weird moment. I can actually remember being on the train coming back from London town and having all these thoughts. And I walked in and I saw my mum sitting there. And I thought, look at her there, look. She was a young girl. She had 2 sisters. Her parents were alcoholics. She had to bring her 2 sisters up. They had to paint their shoes to go to school because they had to have red shoes and they didn't have any, couldn't afford them. So they painted their black shoes red. And grew up in a boozer, met my old man, got married, put a deposit on a place in Dartford, moved in, had 2 kids. One of them was me, gutted. Her husband died. This woman who married this bloke and was with him for like 30 odd years, he died on her, left her with 2 mental kids who both fucked off to university. She went from an house of three blokes and her to her on her own in a space of about 2 months. She hadn't worked. She'd worked as a housewife, but she hadn't worked for like, 20 odd, about 18, 19 years she hadn't worked properly. And so in the space of a few months, her husband died, both her kids left home, and she had to go back to work. Strong as an ox, my mother. Strong as an ox. Never heard her complain about it. Never. Not a word. No self-pity at all. I got all that. she gave me all that. When she gave birth to me, all her self-pity glands landed in me. And then she had to put up with my addiction. Fucking hell, poor woman. She complained about that, as she rightly should have done. But yeah, strange, isn't it? And here we are. Here we are. Hello, Mike. Nice to see you. Hello, King Corona. Well, people are telling me this. People are telling me that Soho's. People are telling me this about Dartford as well. You're all right, Crow. Sometimes it happens. Someone asked, why isn't this fucking vape working? Yeah, I watched Charlie Veach. I quite like him, actually. Lulu said it rained sand there yesterday. Good gosh. Someone said, would I debate Vorsh? No, he's a bad actor. He's not interested in finding the truth. He's interested in proving himself right, and I haven't got time for those kinds of people. Hello, Hightower. Nice to see you. Hello, Quadrex. Hello, Albert. Rufus is in Suffolk. There you go. Lovely. I think that's what Lulu said. She's just on your manor. Did either of you answer? Hello, Snoopy. Hello, IR. Oh, they let him out, did they? What, on appeal? Fucking hell. Oh, my God. Jussie, I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. This is a chill stream, so I've got nothing prepared. That's very kind of you, Anglo. I'll get the grift sorted out and give you a little VAR. That we have got grift off. This is a pre-Dutton stream, people. It turns out I actually do quite a good impression of Teddy Dutton because he does one of me, you see, and I'm almost certain he's going to drop it in. So 7 o'clock UK time tonight. That's 2 o'clock in the morning for me. Nice time to start a stream. Hello, Edward. Oh no, I am using an ad blocker. Yes. So 7 o'clock UK time. Teddy Dutton's channel. I'll link it. Hopefully, he'll send me the link later. But yeah, I'll be giving him my impression of him before he gets in. It will happen somewhere along the line. Thank you, Anglo, for that donation. Machano Kaprasha Tutu, regular supporter of the channel. Let me sort out entropy and then we can get this varting. Varting. I meant to say varting. Just pressing a few buttons. My computer's working so much better now. I've updated fucking Google Chrome for the first time in 2 years or whatever it was. Funny that. Vape is not working well at all. Funny that. Talking to myself. Not the first time, not the last time. Right, Anglo, this is for thee. Nice one. I'll pop that. Popper! Right, shush me. I'll pop that into the popper. Into the YouTube chat. That has been done. If someone can confirm, that'll be handy. Right, we're all good. It has been. There you go. I can see it there. It has been pinned. We are on. So right, go away. Stop advertising me stuff. Here we go, people. So it looks like he's been released on an emergency appeal. What a surprise! They don't do that for everyone, do they? Jussie Smollett has been released from jail pending an appeal for his conviction. Such bollocks. Yeah, let's watch the video. Yeah, I'll have to start it again so I can put the audio on. But we'll have a little look at the video. Yeah, I'm not so happy about that, I have to say. You should be able to hear. I'll play it. If someone in the chat can let me know you can hear it.
And you will spend the first 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail. And that will start today, right here, right now.
Let's start at the beginning. On January 29, 2019, Smollett brought himself to a Chicago hospital and told authorities he was attacked by two men who were, quote, yelling out racial and homophobic slurs. He said one attacker put a rope around his neck and poured a chemical substance on him.
Okay.
On June 24, 2019, Chicago police released this body cam footage of Smollett with a white rope tied in a noose around his neck.
Do you want to take it off or anything? Yeah, I do. I just want to see.
On February 13, 2019, police arrested brothers Ola and Abel Osundairo in connection to the case. A video purportedly showed them purchasing materials like those used in the attack. They were later released when authorities said the men were paid by Smollett to stage the attack.
We have the check that he used to pay them.
Smollett had told police the alleged attacker shouted, "This is MAGA country." In a joint statement released to CNN affiliate WBBM, the brothers said, quote, "We are not racist, we are not homophobic, and we are not anti-Trump." On February 21st, 2019, the Illinois State Attorney's Office filed a felony charge against Smollett for filing a false police report. Police said Smollett staged a hate crime.
Jussie Smollett took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career.
On March 8th, 2019, Smollett was indicted by a grand jury. A week later, he pled not guilty to the charges brought against him. He long maintained his innocence. Then, a stunning reversal by Chicago prosecutors. On March 26, 2019, the 16-count felony indictment against the Empire actor was dropped in exchange for community service and $10,000 in bail. The Cook County State Attorney said that, quote, "After reviewing all of the facts and circumstances of the case, we believe this outcome is a just disposition and appropriate resolution to this case."
I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one.
The actor left the Chicago courthouse a freed man, but it was unclear why Chicago prosecutors chose to drop the charges. In August 2019, a special prosecutor was assigned to investigate how the case was handled.
This case is about, did the state's attorney of Cook County follow the law in her duties to prosecute?
And 11 months after the charges were dropped, a Cook County grand jury returned a 6-count indictment charging Jussie Smollett with making 4 separate false reports to Chicago police. The special prosecutor assigned to the case concluded that Smollett's prosecution is in the interest of justice.
I'd just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
Okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that.
The most ridiculous video I have ever watched on this channel. I thought, hang on, I go to a page that's got the headline, "Smollett has been released from jail pending an appeal." Oh, all right, then I watched the video that told us everything we've all already heard. I am so sorry about that. Ridiculous. Although I did spend the time preparing that so I could use it. But that was ridiculous. Vart! Nice one on the Vart. Where did that come from? Mike Collins. Let's have a look at that little naughty, what he's dropped in there. Hang on a minute, Mr. Collins. I'm going to share that with the world. Oh, yeah. You can't go saying things like that. That's a hate crime, Mike. What a thing to say to someone who's just donatiato. I think he'll understand it's all in good humour, though. Mr. Collins said this. Have some more of my pension, you cockney bleeder. I'll survive. I don't know why that's tickled me so much, Mike. Nice one on the 10-bit. It has gone a bit blue here. And I would just like to point out, I'm happy to accept pensions. Any pensions, dole money, welfare matters not to me. Thank you though, Mike. Very kind. I've got to sort that colouring out though. It's making me look like I live in some kind of psychological igloo. And I'll have you know that I don't. I live in more of a psychological rotunda. Those of you who've turned up late, I've been practicing my Teddy Dutton impression. So later on tonight, when I'm on there, 7 o'clock UK time, his channel's called The Jolly Heretic. Man, do I want some scrubs in the chat, because these people, I don't think they're going to take too nicely to me. But I have won people over in the past. I've got a bad reputation in those circles because people gave me a bad reputation. No, that was nice of them. That was nice. He became a nationalist to grift. Yeah, I went from about 120 Patreon supporters to 5 Subscribestar supporters over that period. Yeah, that was why I'd done it. It was nothing about my love for Europe or anything. It was for the massive loss in earnings. But if they're happy to give me a chance, I usually win them over, and that has happened before. So fingers crossed. So that was ridiculous. Let me actually read it to you. We might get a bit of more info. Smollett was released from jail Wednesday night after an Illinois appeal court granted an emergency motion by his defense attorneys. You can imagine he's got the top attorneys in the world. This bloke is so well connected. He knows fucking Big Mike Obama. You know, a couple of phone calls. These people are friends. You know, this is like me ringing one of you lot up and going, Oi, Steve, Craig. Hello, mate. It's Chris Dangerfield. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, but, well, you've obviously anticipated. Oh, you can. All right, mate. Yeah, I owe you one. All right, cheers, man. Ta-da. That's it. That's what happened. Like, you can all. It's obviously complete and utter speculation, but you know, there's been people blatantly. Anyway, Smollett's legal team is looking to delay his sentence and grant him bond until their appeal on his conviction is decided on. And they're all his defense is saying that the judge, like he said, the judge spent a great deal of time chastising and berating my client. I've never seen that before. Oh, really? I've seen it loads of times. Judges always do it. Did you not? There was quite a famous trial recently, a lesser known plaintiff by the name of Kyle Rittenhouse. Did you not see the judge berating people in that? No? Stupid. Is it just... They're just cooking up bullshit now. Oh, and here you go. Here you go. Listen to this. Right, the defense attorney's name is Nenye Uch. I think that isn't how you pronounce it. Listen to this. There is no room for politics in our court system, defense attorney Nenye Uch said in a news conference shortly after the actor's release. Regardless of what you think about this case, the real question is, should black men be walked into jail for a class 4 felony? Starts the sentence by saying there's no room for politics, ends the sentence saying the real question is, should black men be walked into jail for a class 4 felony? For a start, I think it was 4 separate counts of felony. And for a second, what's his colour of his skin got to do with this? Bizzle said, yes. Mike said, maybe his threat to not kill himself did it for him. It worked. Wacko Smacker's gone for the same one. Emrys, I can't put that on the screen. You need to be careful, Emrys. They will yeet you for that. Lulu, be careful. I'm never going to censor you people. Say whatever you want, but I just want you to have a ability to continue talking. And we've had people in this chat yeeted for a lot less than that. John, you're on one today, son. You said a bit about this old a divide and conquer psyop for the dumb masses. Is it that though, or is it just a case of a bloke who lied? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. Look, look, the world's a stage. John, calm yourself, son. You're giving me the shivers today. Not a problem. It is the jolly heretic. It is that, yes. Hello, Tito. Yeah, Lulu, it's a jolly heretic. I will put a link to it in my Telegram and the Scrubs Lifeboat as soon as I get it. I'll pester him for it in a bit. Cheers. Tell me what one to wash. Yeah, I'm not convinced anyone will, Otto. I don't know if you're referring to your own. Otto says, I don't expect to see any pension that I paid into the system for 30 years. Now, I don't know whether you're saying that in relation to something you're talking about already, but I don't think any of that money's there. I really don't think that money's there. You know, essentially the UK has got open borders, so how the hell they're going to keep older pensions? They invest them, but I don't know about that. I mean, I don't even think about the amount of money my business has given the UK government in taxes over the years. I can't do it. It just hurts too much, you know. Yeah, King Corona says it's all gone. Oh, you mean yours? Crow says, I've made it to the insane asylum. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it today. What's happening, Crow? What, you actually being psyched off? Nice one, John. That's more like it. Hello, Mr. Manny Moo. Hope you're well. Hello, Charlie Sparkles. Yeah, he cannot stop lying, can he? He's look. Now I've gone orange. See, because the sun's slowly going down, the light keeps changing, and I now look like I've bathed in fake tan. I haven't. I have not done that. Maybe if I just do that, I can get rid of. There you go. That's a little bit. That's preferable, isn't it? Good Lord, I felt like I was swimming in the Chernobyl swimming pool or something. Look, this is where Smollett is now. Unless Dennis says, are people siding with him? In here, no. Out there, yeah. Go and have a look over on Twitter. You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. Journalists, you know, the blue checkmark brigade, they think he's absolutely the victim of a hate crime. Now, here's the thing. They obviously don't. They know he's guilty, but it's a question of by whatever means. You know, these people know it. You know, they just think, you know, these are largely white liberals, and they want to elevate black people because they think that they need it, because they hate them. They secretly despise them. White liberals are terrified of blacks. I've seen so much of it in my life. They act really weird when they're around. Hello, James. Oh, Dennis, go and have a look. Go and get your mind blown. The other one, of course, on Twitter that's mind-blowing. I mean, I accidentally lost my Twitter account. Seriously, I'm gutted. I am gutted. I had about 7,000 followers, and they were people who liked I built that up when I was doing stand-up. So what a lovely audience to promote my book to and my Substack to. And I accidentally lost my account, not by writing anything. It's a boring story, but good gosh, what a shocker. Anyway, where are we? What are we up to? Where are we going and where we're from? More, the question is where we're from. Hello, visionary companion. I closed it, Dennis, because the political temperature was getting a bit hot. And I'd said things on there that you used to be able to say, but if you say them now, your life gets ruined. So I just thought, well, just close it and you get 15 days, what do they call it? Cooling off. And so every 14 days, I'd open it up again for 10 minutes and then close it again. Because it's very hard to delete your Twitter backstory. Manually would have taken me about 6 days. I worked it out on a calculator. 6 solid days it would have taken me to have deleted my backstory on Twitter. There's software you can get, but even that doesn't work. Seriously, it doesn't. I don't know how these professionals do it. I reckon they go, is that Jack Dorsey? Yeah, you guessed it. Thank you. And then one day I forgot to do it. And I got an email saying, your Twitter account has now been permanently closed. I was like, thanks. Mr. Natras is on the firm. Nice to see you. An absolute pleasure. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Emrys. It's a hellhole, isn't it? It's like your leftard mate from school who you still have a few laughs with, but he's a leftard and his guardian reading wife doesn't let you in the house. But occasionally they have like a dinner party and you're invited out of obligation and you turn up and you're just like, what the fuck is this, man? These people are nuts. And you're sort of like, yeah, sure, that seems like a reasonable answer for someone who clearly hasn't thought about it at all. That's what Twitter's like. It's like being at the weirdest, just saying do you understand what it means to think about that stuff they put in your head? I mean, Biden, someone in the chat mentioned it the other day, but they're being paid off. But there's people on Twitter talking about Biden. What a relief it is. The Biden administration, that My America. I read one the other day. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly, but it was words much like my America is back. That's thank God Biden got rid of that fool. My America is back. Where are you living? What? In Minecraft? It makes no sense. Neil McHugh. Are you new here, Neil McHugh? Let me know if you are. Sir Dan Dandy. How do we see you on the offensive and do you still touch base? Hello, Sir Dan Dandy. Always a fan of a dandy. I talked to Hugh, yeah. We had a video chat just a few weeks back. He's all right. You're never going to see him on the internet again. No. He's building his life. He's doing very well. He doesn't want me to tell people what he's getting up to because he got sick of the hassle and had other things he wanted to get on with. And he put his time in. He done a lot more than most. But it's a problem. It's tricky. Having a YouTube channel, you get a lot of grief, and he was just sick of it by the end of it. And here's the real sick. Now, most of it comes from your own people. That's what done my head in. That's why I made that video. This is not a nationalist channel. I was just like, no, you lot can fuck off. Not all of them, I still talk to Mark. I spoke to him the other week. Hour conversation. I've got a lot of time and respect for him, and would help him out if ever he needed it. And I think he would me, actually. No, I know he would because he said he would. But a lot of them are just toxic. They're toxic. I just didn't want anything else to do with them. But he's doing well. The answer is he's doing well. So if that's what you wanted to know, that is good. But he's done with all this lark. Hello, Mick. Nice to see you, son. Look at John. He went, I have so many of those types of friends. One of them is married to a Labour Party councillor, and I hate her. Don't hate her, John. That's costing you valuable psychic power. You need to love her. I'm not even joking, because then you win. Because then when you have to deal with her, you'll be lovely, and that will rile her. Hatred will fuck you more than it will her. It's like resentment, isn't it? It's like taking poison and expecting her to die. Whereas when you just feel for her, give her, pity her. There you go. I'd go around there. If I was in your position, I'd go around there and see my mate and go, "Hello, son, you all right?" You know, shake the hand, one on the back. I go, "How are you, darling? You still a bit poorly?" She goes, "What do you mean poorly?" Yeah, it's all right. Sorry. Hello, there are 4 lights. Yeah, without a doubt. We were talking about it here yesterday, actually. The Biden administration is allegedly paying influencers to spin the United States of communism. And without a doubt, there's people on Twitter that are bots that are just going, "Well done, Joe Biden, for all the good work," bracket Z. The fuel prices have doubled. 2 million people have bowled into the country, begging OPEC. I mean, let's actually have a look who is in OPEC at the moment and see whose thumb America is actually under. This is gonna be a great list. Yeah, I'll check this out. Ready? So, USA were net exporters of energy under Trump. They were selling it. They were selling gas and oil, right? Right? Selling it. So they had enough for themselves and a surplus to make profit on, which is a fantastic position to be in. Old Biden walks in. And now he's having to beg these countries to, 1, make more oil, and 2, make it cheaper. Now, it's basic economics that when you say to someone, "We need more," they go, when it's something like energy, they go, "So what you're saying is if we put the price up, you'll still buy it." Listen to this. Listen to the list of OPEC countries that have now got America, the United States of communism, over a barrel. Ready? Algeria, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Republic of Congo, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Venezuela. It's fucking absurd. It's absurd. Imagine him turning up. Vart! I know I was a bit late on that Vart. Imagine Biden walking into that room and then, those leaders thinking, but he's got his own oil. What? Because Biden's obviously going to be late because, he's walking around in circles in the toilet going, "I know the door was one of these 4 walls." They're all in there going, why aren't they making their own oil? And like the Saudi bloke's like, "We don't know. We don't know what's going on." And they're like, and then I guarantee this is speculation, but I put money on it. And then they're just sort of like, why are they importing it? Why? And they're all like, "We don't know." And then one of them goes, "Do you reckon, is this some weird double bluff? Are we going to become reliant on these profits and then have the rug ripped out of us?" And they're going to go, "No, no, because we've got our hands in many pies because of our luck of geographical birth." And then he walks in, they're like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Oh, can you make more of that damn oil? Yeah, we need more." it's a bit expensive. And then they go, yeah, we're going to make you some more, but it's going to be more expensive. He goes, Kamala, what do you think? And she goes, okay, then. Okay, whatever. You name the price. Thanks, gents. And then he sort of leaves the room on his fucking hands and knees. Absolutely ridiculous. Where's that Vartan? I think that looks like Ludwig. Nice one, Ludwig. 20 big ones. Boom. Been meaning to sort you out some dosh for about 2 years. Well, maybe, Ludwig, we can style it between us. Maybe you were going to give me £1 2 years ago, and you've actually included interest. So thank you for thinking about me. No, nice one, Ludwig. That's very kind of you. Big love for the community. Sorry, I had those cornflakes certainly repart on you. And big love to the community. Thank you, Ludwig. Much appreciated, mate. Oh, look at that. The boy Cray has already got a link. Where'd you get that from? I haven't even got that. Where the hell did you get that from? Has he got a god-awful picture of me? You know what? It's bad tonight because you've got the Bard stream, you've got Boris on with the Ayatollah, and you've got me and Dutton all pretty much starting at the same time. I know which one I'll be attending. Thank you, Ludwig. That's great. And thank you, Steve. Steve, can you pop that in the Scrubs lifeboat when you get a minute? Hello, Mr. Giles. Yeah, literally and figuratively. Snoopy says, I've got a leftist sister. It's the joy of my life to piss her off. You've just got to find the best way to enjoy tormenting people with your love. I go with that. I go with that. In the whole time that I had people in in the nationalist scene that I never even said I was in. You know, I believe in the nation state, and I believe in it as opposed to globalism, without a doubt. But they were like, how did he even get in our circles? And I was like, well, because you've just said it. But I never, the only one time I bit was when I let that bloke come on who was going, you're a prick. You left this prick. I'm going to fuck you up. And I went, all right then, come on my channel. And basically said I didn't give him enough attention. I went, okay, so that's your problem, is it? I don't give you enough attention. And it was weird because when he was in the Twitter DMs, he was like, you fucking prick. I'm going to fuck you up. One of them was, I'm coming to get you. I don't know if British welfare will pay the ticket to Cambodia. But when he come on, he went, hello, sir. Sir, you've changed your tune. But the trick is, don't bite. Do not bite people. Just be nice to them. Oh, that's what I want to see now, Steve. I'm going to have a look now. I knew he'd stitch me up. I know that Teddy Dutton too well. He's a fucker. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Teddy. Comedian and former Marxist. Fucking hell. Why do these people do this to me? I remember that JF Gary Appy had me on his is that his name? JF Garipi. I don't know how you say it. And hang on, let me find it because it will make you laugh. JF, how do you spell his second name? JF. Oh, I doubt he's still on YouTube. I can't imagine he's lasted this long. Oh no, he is. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's changed his tune. Well, he had me on his show once, and he said, do you want to come? I'm going to put some light on because this blue is bluing me out badly. Oh, nearly lost me rags. Yeah, so he had me on his show and he sent me the link and it was something like that it was something like, oh, what was it? Can you hear that lovely horn? It's finished. Started again. It was something like the disastrous life decline of Chris Dangerfield. I was like, oh, that's wonderful. I didn't think we were going to be talking about how bad my life has gone. Hello, Windy. How are you? Jeff's a benefit spacker. Doesn't matter. I honestly believe that, Jeff. I think welfare, alcohol, feminism, and welfare are three of the biggest elements of damage to Europe. They have done damage, incredibly understated damage to Europe, Western Europe. Lee, hello, Lee. It's the same one that Hope Not Hate used when they said I was operating from my base in Cambodia. Base. Hello, DDJ. Nice to see your son. Hello, Andrew. You know, I was about to say there's a lovely breeze just come through here, and then I remembered it was that. It is cooling. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm drowning. It is cooling down a bit here. Today has been shocking. It's 34 here now. It's nearly 6 o'clock in the afternoon, early evening, and it was 36 earlier. I've got a couple of mates. Well, the son of a mate. I've got to be. I meant to be keeping it on the QT, but I've got a couple of lads coming over from Dartford, right? And I said to him the other day, I said, "You do realise you're coming out here at the hottest time of year?" I said, "I think by the time you get out here, it'll be, you know, in the late 30s, sometimes 40s." He got back. He was like, "Fuck off." He went, I can't even handle it in England when it's above 23. 23. He's gonna do it. And I tell you what, I know the other fella, but this fella's the son of an old friend of mine. And he died, so it's his son. And I haven't seen this kid since the funeral, strangely enough. But he's just like his dad on the old WhatsApp voice chats. He's just like his dad, full of confidence. You know, he's never met me. He's like, all right. Oh, I won't tell you what he calls me, but and he's like, yeah, no, da. Just we'll have a right laugh. But I tell you what, I remember the first time I went to Thailand, and when that plane door opened, it just went. Not humid. Cambodia isn't humid at all. It's about, oh, let's find out, shall we? Hey Siri, what's the humidity in Phnom Penh?
The humidity in Penn, India is currently...
Penn, India? Where the fuck is Penn, India? That's just like Cambodia. Let's keep it a bit more simple. Hey, Siri, what's the humidity... Oh, what's that? Hey, Siri, what's the humidity in Cambodia?
The humidity is currently 57%.
Oh, 57? Is that quite a lot? Doesn't feel like it. State of my existence. I just went like that to see if the air was wet. But I meant it because it doesn't feel humid. My skin's not wet. It is under there a little bit, I have to say. There's a lovely crowd in here today. Look at that, 120. Nice one, Steve. I grabbed hold of it. I got hold of it. But comedian and former Marxist, that little bit of clickbait, I'm going to give it a like, though. I'll show everyone who can't see so that you can see what he's done. So this is the thumbnail. Hang on, I'll grab hold of it. I'll grab hold of it and make it bigger for you. I've got the skills to pay the bills. I can do that. Let me just do this for you. Bosh. Oh, Lord, why are these all still open? Oh, that's what I was doing last night, was it? Yeah, be a laugh when those lads come over, though. Be nice to go out with a couple of Dartford boys and have a drink and take them around, and they'll have a real laugh. Because I think people come here thinking it's going to be like Thailand, and it's very, very different. It's a lot more rough and ready out here. Not in terms of like street life. It's the only thing I know. Street life. But what I mean is it's dirty. My feet are so dirty, really. I might have to go and get them scrubbed. Hello, Schrodinger's cat flap. Nice to see you. That's it. That's who it was, Martin. It was funny, wasn't it? Hello, Illuminatus. Good to see you, son. Hope you're all right. No, he was all right. Nice. Jim says JF is all right. No, he was all right. We had a good chat, actually. It's just, you forget that they have to sell you. They have to sell the stream a bit. That's why Teddy's put former Marxist, because they'll all be like, oh, let's see what this cunt's got to say. So, Anyway, look, I'll show you the thumbnail. I've just made it as big as the screen. Now, the photo he's used of me that's me on the right, by the way. That's the one that Hope Not Hate used when they said I was grooming teens from my base in Cambodia. He's done well to put Angkor Wat in the background, though. Look at the state of him. Now, the thing is, he does an impression of me, and it's quite good. But what he doesn't know is I do an impression of him. So I will be dropping that in tonight and giving him the fright of his life. John says, I need booze. Without it, I die of anxiety. Are you sure about that, John? I mean, that sounds very sad, in fact. It makes me sad, but only... Sorry, Peter, I'm just wondering why I've got no Wi-Fi on my phone. Why the fuck am I on Cloud Cam? Who the hell is Cloud Cam? Yeah, so that's 7 o'clock UK time. Steve has already put the link in the chat. I'll drop it in there again. There's a lot to choose from tonight, so please come to mine. Oh, someone has just joined the firm. I know who it is. Natras, Mr. Natras says, base in Cambodia, you need a white cat and a mock volcano. Exactly. It's just stupid. Matthew's coming to Cambodia to valet tuk-tuks. Is that actually something you're doing? Chris, what do you think of the video I sent you? Is it old information? Yeah, well, it's still interesting. It's standard practice. Pizzle, I've got a lot of videos sent to me this morning. Are you talking about the one about a cheaper, a high range and a mid range product? Was it that one? Yeah. Our pal sent me a video this morning about pricing products in your shop, and it's standard procedure really to have a high luxury priced item, a budget item, and then a mid-range item. Now, if you get rid of the middle one, people tend to buy the budget one. But if you put a middle one in, people will spend more money because they don't want to be seen, or even themselves think they're buying the budget one. So that's why some shops will stock the ultra high expensive one, but like 2 of them, because they never sell, but they need to have it so that people buy one down. I'm sure many of you have been in a restaurant or whatever, and you've said, 2 glasses of red wine, and they've given you the wine menu, and there's one that's like 20 quid a glass, and you're like, there's one that's 9 quid a glass, and you're like, and there's one that's £3.50 a glass, but you're with your wife or you're with a bird, and you're like, Yeah, 2 of those ones, and you'll get the middle one. So it's standard procedure for people who know what they're doing. I mean, a lot of people don't use that sort of thing, but there's many things like that go into. I've told you a lot of you about this before. E-commerce is a world of messages you don't even know you're. Hello, Deadbeat Chess. What an absolute pleasure to see you. Deadbeat Chess loves JF. He's ODYSEE exclusive now. There you go. Nice one, Deadbeat. Hello, Rebecca. E-commerce is a multitude of conversations that you don't even know you're having. That is the best way I can explain it. When you go to a website and I'm just having a look around, you are engaged in a multitude of conversations, which includes decision making on an unconscious level. Now, there are also conversations and decisions you're making on a conscious level, but the product, by which I mean the final decisions, what to buy, how many, whether you're going to buy something else, blah, 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 that isn't the product of your conscious mind or your unconscious mind. It's the product of the combination of both of them. And marketeers know that. And that's why they are fucking working there. They are massaging your unconscious. You know, I'm sure we've all got fucking cupboards full of stuff we bought online that we've never used, or just sort of got it and went, oh, there's that then. Now, let's find out where Schrodinger's cat flap big joiner is. There you go. Nice one, Schrody. We'll be having those private streams. I've got Dutton tonight. I've got my passport meeting on Monday. I don't want to do them this weekend. They'll probably be next weekend, and I might do the Heroes one midweek. So I don't know what strata you're on, but thanks for joining. I might as well do that grift now, actually, while we're here. Hi, I'll keep this very quick, people. Hi, hello. Here's how you can support this channel with a bit of filthy lucre. You can do what Schrodinger's cat flap just done, and you can become a member. We've got about 120 members. It's a good way of supporting the channel. There's 3 strata. One's about £1 a month, one's about £4 a month, one's about £8 a month. You set it up, and it just drains your bank account of that money every month. There's private streams for those people, and they're good fun because we get as many people on the screen as we can, and it's just a little bit odd. It's like a 1930s American speakeasy, which is weird because I'm not sure booze was banned yet. And then, alternatively, super chat. That's the $sign down there under the YouTube chat. Alternatively, if you'd like to donate and not give YouTube a penny, not a pfennig, not a farthing, not a peseta, not a franc, not a Deutschmark, not a rupee, not a Blue Peter badge, you can use Entropy, which I previously popped proper to the top of the YouTube chat. Now, while this isn't my full-time job, I do tend to stream a couple of times a day. It's usually about 4 hours, 3, 4, 5 hours a day. And I do put a lot of time, energy, passion into it. And the few quid I get certainly does oil the greases of the cogs that drive this entertainment stroke truth machine into the valley of death, coming out the other side into a heaven-like place we call reality. And I have to say, you're a generous bunch. It works out quite well. So nice one. Sweet. There you go. Nice one, Schrodinger's cat flap. Oh, Neil says, Jolly Prof Ed needed you, I reckon. Only seen one decent stream from him this year. Oh, good Lord. Well, I was meant to be on there before, but I got a bit busy with the old diazepam ampules, and I went to, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Like the day before or something. And then when I asked him, when I'd cleaned my act up and said, yeah, I like him. I like Teddy Dutton. I like him a lot. I said to him, can I come on your channel? And he went, are you going to email me the day before and say you can't do it. And I was like, if you insist, which I thought was great. And in the end, he said, since you've been persistent, I think it got difficult for him when his mate left. I think he got a bit too hot. I think it got a bit too hot in the pan for his mate, because he used to do it with his mate, didn't he? And it's an easier job streaming when you've got someone else to bounce ideas off. Like, I love having guests on. It's an easier stream. I mean, look at 42 the other day. I barely spoke. But you know, Ed just got his professorship last year, which is great, but it puts his level of knowledge. It's now so specific that I'm not saying he has to dumb down for the masses. That's wrong. But he's at a level that requires a lot of backstory that people don't necessarily have, which makes it quite hard for him to talk about the things that he's actually studying. But he still does. He's released a book recently where he says that modern feminists are pretty much the contemporary equivalent of medieval witches. And of course the press hate him because he's out in Finland and they're all right with him. They give him a professorship. He's still a employed professor and he can write books like that. Vlad, he's a good lad. He's a really good lad. He's a good bloke. He knows his stuff. Yes, Fat Girth, nice to see you, mate. I am concerned that John, you're not. John, are you just drunk? It's not. You don't need alcohol. Tell me you're not an alcoholic, John. If you are, you know my email, John. Always happy to talk. But I'll tell you what. See you later, Mike. Thanks for popping in. Nice one on the donation. Look after yourself. I'll tell you what, it's an horrible way to die. It's an horrible way to die. That alcoholic death has got to be one of the worst ways to die. It's long. Hello, Sean. Jeff Cake is 3.5 months off the weed. Needing meds getting meds to quit smoking. Hang on a minute. Not that fucking... Well, you're cool, actually. I think I know what they are, though. You don't need them, Jeff. Smoking is easy to stop, but I'm gonna, it's your journey. I think we've got to put a 3.5 in the chat for Jeff for 3.5 months off the jazz cigarettes. Nice one, Jeff. And look, when we do this here, if you smoke weed, you think I'm not going to celebrate someone being off the weed. Jeff wanted to stop smoking it. That's the difference. If you don't, that's fine. Do what you want. Smoke crack. That's all I care. But if you want to stop doing something and you do, then we celebrate it. And Jeff is obviously proud of his 3.5 months off the jazz cigarette. So 3.5 in the chat, please, people. That would be lovely. Hello, Big Farmer. Big Farmer. It took me a while, but I got it in the end. Are you new in these parts, Mr. Farmer? Let me know. Oh, it looks like he is. Hang on, it looks like Mr. Cray has just established that. Street life. Look at all those 3.5s, lovely. Charlie Sparkle says, Dangerfield, behave, cigarettes easy to... I think they're easy to quit, I do. I'm with you, Pizzle, but Pizzle, we've both got an history of the darkness. And I think it turns you a bit against the weed. I think junkies, whatever condition they're in, will always have a strange thing. Hello, Ash. About stoners. No, that's great stuff, man. It's great stuff. RMF says smoking is fucking hard to stop. What are the withdrawal symptoms of stopping smoking? Just out of interest. My mother smoked cigarettes since she was 8 years old until she was 74. She stopped. You know, let me tell you something. The idea that giving up nicotine is difficult. I don't use nicotine in here. The idea that giving it up is hard has been perpetuated by the nicotine industry. That myth has been perpetuated by them. It's a work of genius. Oh, you know, when I don't smoke, I get all irritable. Oh, irritable. Oh, must be terrible. It only lasts about 4 minutes and then you're all right again. Huge constipation. Well, you know, it's your choice. Cancer or constipation for a couple of weeks. Pax Max says today waffles for breakfast, and he's Germanicized it. How are you, Pax Max? Hello, Magic 21. That's interesting. Even Charlie Sparkles, who's never smoked cigarettes, even Charlie questioned that they were hard to give up, easy to give up. You know, what a great bit of work they've done. Look at that, John Palmer. I found it easy to stop smoking after 20 years of 40 a day, easy. I know many people like that, John. There was a bloke I met, he used to smoke 3 packs of snout a day. I mean, just the logistics of getting that amount of snouts in you. And then one day his wife said to him, I can see him in my mind now. She said, "You've got to stop smoking." And he went, "All right." And that was it. Just stopped. There are 4 lights. Listen, I'm not taking the piss out of anyone. Addiction is a choice. You're choosing to smoke cigarettes because you want to. That's all. And when you try and stop, you haven't worked out why you want to stop. You haven't come to you haven't realized the long-term consequences of your choices. You think you're going to be all right, which is quite a human thing. But look at what There Are 4 Lights has just said. Want to hold something. Now, when you think about the withdrawals of certain drugs and what you go through, alcohol, benzos, opiates, and I asked what the withdrawal symptoms are of giving up cigarettes, and There Are 4 Lights have said, want to hold something. Get one of these, old one of these, old a packet of dental floss or something, because your want to hold something is almost certainly going to kill you, and it's already making you stink, and it's already making your teeth go yellow, your breath smell, your lungs absolutely full of tar, and it's awful stuff. It's and the thing is, I understand. You know, I sit here with this in my hand. You know, I get that. But if I had nicotine in this, I'd be. Well, it's slightly different because it doesn't burn. But John Palmer, however, look, there you go, and that's interesting, isn't it, John? You're in the grip of sugar. All addictions are behavioural. It's all behavioural. It's a choice. Hello, Rabbit. How are you, mate? My grandfather stopped from 60 a day years ago. Nice to see you, mate, by the way. Brett says, a woman is a woman, but a cigar is a smoke. It's nice to say things, though. Hello, Sean. Chris. Schrodinger's cat flap says, stop smoking side effects, nail biting and chewing gum. These sound like some rough withdrawals. I've gone yellow again, people. It's a really weird time of day to stream because I feel like I'm being chased by the darkness.com. Let me just do this. Oh, it looks a bit mouldy though, doesn't it? How long have I done? Hour and 20. We can do a bit more, I think. Look at Wendy. Look, bang, quit smoking everything at Christmas, no problem. And I know Wendy, and I know she did. Yeah, Wendy was a stay high, doxed, and just quit. Look at that, no problem. I've known Wendy for probably just over 30 years. And I've known her other half for 40 years. And I haven't seen her without a bifter in her hand ever. and if she did not have a bifter in her hand, she'd be putting one together. You know, she was no part-timer. And I think, well, it's not my place to go into her private medical details, but she just, one day they just went, this has got to stop, isn't it? Yeah, but Snoopy, we have to be careful we have to be careful of the excuses we give ourselves when we use words like habit. Because what is a habit? It's the effect of a choice, isn't it? You know, I've got an eating habit because I keep eating because I have to. But I don't have to eat too much. I don't have to eat frozen lard. I don't have to eat deep fried lard. You know, it's behavioural addiction. Read Jeffrey Sharler's book, anyone who's having trouble giving up smoking. It's not a book about smoking. It's a book about addiction. But it's a choice. You know. No, Jeff. If you've got a plan, I feel bad now. I'm just thinking I think I know what medication you're talking about, but I just don't think you need it. And I think I know what it's a one-word medication, isn't it? It's got a weird name, but I don't want to interfere with plans you've made because sometimes the planning process has a psychological impact on your ability to overcome the decision making that you're involved with. So you do you, Jeff. Oh, I nearly had it then. Champix? Is it Champix? Or is that something from like 30 years ago? Am I old granddad now? Oh, is it? Are you using the old TCP and Bovril detox? But Champix was, you know, I just don't think you need to be putting drugs in your body to get off of a drug that's got such minor withdrawal symptoms as nicotine. Now, here's the thing. The reason you choose to smoke is because you like it. That's what you need to address. You know, there's something of the death drive in smoking. This is if smoking was as simple as nicotine addiction, vaping would get you off it. Just put nicotine, you know, get juice with nicotine in it. Patches would get you off it because they've got nicotine in it. The chewing gums would get you off it. You know, they're like methadone, aren't they? You're addicted to nicotine. All right, then, don't smoke. Here's your nicotine. But people, it fails. People are like, yeah, the patch is on, but fuck me, do I want a cigarette? It's not about nicotine. It's not about being addicted to a drug. There's a more complex yet simple psychological discussion going on with yourself. Matt, you're vaping THC, are you? I find all that a bit dodgy because if you're going to smoke weed, surely just flower because you've got all your terpenes, you've got your correct balance of CBD and THC. But when I've had neat THC, I don't find it's not as a complex a high. It's just a bit numb. Hello, Zeitgeist. Gave up the darts 26 years ago. Chewed the gum. Got cavities, but it worked. There you go. And that's, Jeff, that's why I'm saying maybe stick to your plan, mate. I don't know enough about your situation to know. I don't want you to change your mind because of some sort of flippant midstream comment I made. Nice to see you, Zeitgeist. Well done for giving them up. They're fucking sin. They really are sin. A fruit and veg smoothie every morning can help with constipation. I'd also suggest drinking fucking loads of water. That's where I got my drinking water habit from, because if you're an opiate addict, you tend not to go to the plop a lot. There's a bit of a myth there as well, because actually you don't tend to eat a lot either. So you'll hear a lot of junkies go, fuck me, I was sitting on the rabbit poos come out. I'm like, yeah, but I'm this week, so it's not that surprising. There you go. John had the same thing. Stop smoking from the missus. Yeah, I couldn't have a chance. Have you seen the state of your tongue? Smokers' tongues are disgusting things. Oh, God, man. It's giving me the no. Oh, James, that's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. There you go. Good old university. Who sponsors the universities? I'm telling you. Oh, and you do. You not only do you smell like you smell like a pub carpet from the 70s. It's gross. But you know, we've all got Pizzle says smoking looks fucking cool though. I don't know. Schrodinger's cat flap says even my farts smell like weed. Pizzle wants to hold boobs. I think there's a bit of all of us that want to hold boobs. Ben feels the urge to smoke when he drinks. Now, there's a very interesting thing going on there. Because when what's happening when we drink? We're changing our psychology. And it's a depressant. It is. You know, it also, you know, it also manages to sort of grease the social cogs somewhat, but it also fucks around with your feelings. And there's an element of stress there, and so you reach for another distraction. I mean, if you're giving up smoking, you've got to really give up drinking for the very difficult doing both, because you're changing your psychology when you drink. It's a brain. There you go. Well, it's based on feelings, like most of our things we do are. You know, before a meal, after a meal, with a drink. Bed. Brett is suggesting go full Kojak with a lollipop. That's a really interesting point, Rappet. He says, I have that issue with the weed. I found the brown heroin easier in comparison. Yeah, because the thing is with something like heroin, if it's an unmanaged addiction, your life is chaotic and you're suffering physically and mentally. And when you get into that acute phase of the withdrawal, fuck me, do you know you're in it? You can't do anything else. The door's locked. You've got a couple of buckets in the room, and it's just 100% taking over your life. And you know, there's a definite change in life experience. But giving up cigarettes, you don't actually notice any difference. It's just like, well, now I don't smoke. You know, the consequences of smoking are long term. They're not actually, you don't really see. You can smoke for 20 years without really noticing it. Not that kind of motivation to do anything about it. Meister Mousers was smoking a pack a day before New Year's, dropped it cold turkey, haven't heard the urge since. There you go. Behavioural. Great stuff. Well done, man. Fat Girth says, eat black pudding instead of sugar. Amazing. Sumpster has the occasional snout. I think that's all right, actually. I know people who have the occasional crack. I'm not even joking. 4 or 5 months, they get like 4 rocks in. A couple I know. They smoke them. They have the most then they go, see you in 6 months. I know people who do smack like that as well. It blows my mind. The Last of Us says, when I get to Russia, I'll quit. Well, this is the other thing that's interesting. There's never a good time or a right time to give up. Never. Your life is a struggle. There's always stresses in life. The amount of times, and look, you know, including me, I'm not exempting myself from this. It took me years to give up smoking cigarettes. On myself, but you're like, oh, I'm not giving up at the moment. I've just come out of a relationship. Oh, I'm not giving up at the moment. I've got this fucking exam coming up. I can't be doing that. No, I'm not giving up at the moment. And I'm not giving up at the moment. It's fucking stressing me out. Well, that's life. That is not going to stop. You are not going to reach a plateau where you win the lottery. You've got absolute faith that your wife, husband, and children are going to be healthy and successful, and everything's perfect. Now I'm going to stop smoking. If anything, it's going to get harder because as you get older, some things get harder, I must say. I've got to close the windows, people, because it's the mosquito hour now. And I know that because my ankles feel like someone's gone over it with a tattoo. Someone worked out my new tattoo as well. Although I did put it up on the screen, so I was asking for it really, but he's sworn he won't tell anyone. I kind of wanted it something for me. That's why I encrypted it. IR gave up due to cost. I now ingest and it's 1/10 of the. It's not being burnt though. That's the difference. You're not getting the tar, because there's no combustion. My doctor told me that nicotine is a relatively harmless recreational drug until you set fire to it. Think about it. This is plastic. This is a polymer essentially made out of oil. Now, I can go like this and it's not doing me any damage. But if I light it and then do that, it's probably going to be pretty bad for me. Plastic Africans smoking right now. Go on, you. Go. This is a mental. Fuck me. Look at the life I've had. It's I fuck my entire 50 subscribers because of my diazepam. What should we call it? Derive. So I'm all over this. Lumi's blaming his friends. Look, even an intelligent man like Lumi, it's incredible what addiction does to you. Stopped smoking for 7 years when my son was born. Good. Back on them now due to hanging out with friends who smoke. So if you hung out with friends who were injecting heroin into a hole in their femoral vein, would you do that? Really? Would you do that? Bearing in mind, there's more chance of the smoking killing you than shooting up heroin. It doesn't make sense, Lumi. That's what blows my mind about addiction. We've got Jeff Sharla coming back on this channel, actually, but he's going to be talking about psychiatry. He's going to be smashing the fuck out of psychiatry. It's sort of blower. It's the Rags hotline. Let's see what Rags has got to say. broadcast webs. Hang on. Right, go on. Oh, apparently I'm dipping in and out. Well, look, I'm gonna. All right, Rags, if you can hear me now, I can see the little triangle of internet connection going up and down. Rags says I am dipping up and out. Yeah, that's it, Brad. That's what I said, wasn't it? I said Champix, but it's called Chantix, is it? Rags. I don't know what happened then. I tried to answer it and it went. Brad, it's not Chantix. It's Champix. Champix. I just looked it up, but it's the same thing. That's the thing. And what a really dark way to live when you're using a very dangerous drug against your will, you know. Rags told me that I'm coming in and out. There's nothing I can do about that, people. I apologize. Hello, Jer. Look at John, still drinking, John. It's all a dog and pony show for the dumb masses. Well, we're the masses, and we're not that dumb, are we? It's a good call, actually, Emrys. And I know a couple of people who got the coof and gave up smoking because they didn't smoke while they were coofed up, and then one of them carried on being ill for a long time after it, and last thing he wanted was a snout, and then he thought, well, hang on a minute, I've just essentially done 5 weeks off the snouts, and so didn't have another one. So it's a good call, but you know. Well, Jeff, I'm not a doctor, but that was what I saw in everyone who done it. They were having the most absurd dreams you could imagine on that Champix. They were having mood swings. It's got quite a history of affecting your psychology. So just stop smoking, mate. Just stop it. Come on. Stop it. Now, all of this stuff I've said doesn't mean that you won't struggle, but there's no withdrawals to giving up smoking. What the real problem is feelings. You take drugs for feelings. That's when you make those decisions. When you stop smoking, you're stuck with yourself. And then you're sort of like, whereas, you know, cigarette, light it, look at it, breathe it, cough it, you know, you're just taking yourself away from yourself, which is what all addiction is. Addiction is the opposite of connection. And smoking is a very simple example of how to disconnect from yourself. Snoopy says, I've never had a patient with good results on Chantix. So you're calling it Chantix as well. I just put Champix in the in Google and it says Champix. Maybe Chantix is a new one. Let me try that. Yeah, Chantix is another brand of the same thing. They're both actually varenicline. So yeah, there's Chantix and Champix. They must have lost the patent and someone got on it. Anyway, Snoopy. So Snoopy, don't dox yourself. So you some kind of you're on the firm in the medical industry. Are you? How interesting. I've never had a patient with good results on Chantix though. Wellbutrin has had some good results, but debatable why. Yeah, that's interesting. That's amazing. Fat Girth says, forgive your parents. Just out of the blue. Incredible. So apparently 73 Elephants asked a good question, and I'm going to go back and see what that good question was. Thank you, There Are Four Lights. I don't think that got as much response as it should have done. What did 73 Elephants say? Where is that 73 Elephants? There we go. If weed is jazz cigarettes, is tobacco country cigarettes, or maybe bluegrass? There was I thinking there was a good question, and it was a funny. Plastic African says there are a few basics. Lumi also said, Lumi said something interesting. There you go. Champix, stop you smoking, but give you hallucinations and suicidal thoughts. Fucking hell. You've got to ask yourself, what is that? What is, let's have a look and see how that works. Varenicline. How it works. I'll be very interested to know how this works. Oh, no. This looks terrifying. Varenicline blocks the ability of nicotine to activate the A4 receptors, and thus basically it stops nicotine from activating receptors that stimulate the central nervous system and dopamine system. Now, I weirdly know a fair bit about this kind of thing. Now, here's the problem with any blocker. It may well do that. So you smoke and you get nothing from it. You get you don't get the full bit, but you're still going to be having something in your hand, distracting yourself. But that would suggest that the nicotine is the problem. Well, just take some patches, because the problem with putting blockers in, that's not only going to stop the nicotine from getting there. There'll be other things through that. That's the fucking around of your brain psychology. I mean, it gives me the crawlers, that does. There you go. Fat Girth is absolutely on it. He said two things that are right on it. Resolve your trauma, and the other one was forgive your parents. Out of everything everyone said, I am siding mainly with Fat Girth around this stuff. There's so much of the death drive in smoking cigarettes. There's so much of a like, fuck it, I don't care about myself. I'm fed up with people telling me to do well. I'm just a man. It's very interesting though, isn't it? Very interesting. Jay was doing 30 snouts a day on the vape. You've been on the vape 5 years, no snouts. Yeah, the vape got me off the snouts, and then I was making my own juices, and my 70% nicotine solution didn't arrive. So I had to make all my juices up without nicotine. And I was like, oh, fucking hell, this is good. Oh, what am I going to do? And then I was just thought, oh, fuck it. Hopefully it'll be here in the morning. I'll just make up one bottle for today. Oh, hang on a minute. Same. And here we are. And I was going to give this up because it is a bit embarrassing. And it's hassle going on holiday and having to take this, that, batteries, charger. But I enjoy it. So, hello, Mark. How are you, son? Daffyd wants a cigarette break. Yes, King Corona. Rags told me. Well, I've got to wrap it up now because I've got some work to do. Brad says, I have never had any help from patches or gum. Even fentanyl patches didn't affect me. And at the time, I had zero tolerance to them. I guess I've got tough skin. Oh, I didn't know about it. I do now. I do now. Yeah, I love Psychology Today. I check it out all the time. Well, they send me emails all the time. Matt says, I'll stop vaping THC when and only when Putin withdraws from the Ukraine. These are my conditions. Your move, lad. Right, people, I think I'm going to knock this on the head now. I've got some work to do and I'll be streaming. I start... hang on a minute. Hang on. I think most of you will have seen this, but I think we should have a look at the world's first pillow fighting, professional pillow fighting league. Have a look at this.
Get him up, get him up, get him up.
Not sure that's necessarily going to take off. John Palmer calls it UFC easy. There you go, Zeitgeist. I know, Sean, I'm going to go now. Right, listen, people, I will put... hello, European housewife. Nice to see you, darling. Hello, Sally. Sally says, I stress over weed. For example, right now, there's an old Bill van parked outside my window. Not sure why they are there, so can't light up. That's not stressing over weed, Sal. That's stressing over the old Bill. Are the police really bothering about weed? Fucking hell, you'd have thought they'd have had bigger problems. Yes, Snoopy, that's pretty much the conversation I had to my doctor. Snoopy says nicotine actually has a lot of health benefits. It's a delivery method that messes people up. Yeah, that's what my doctor said. It's very interesting, isn't it? Right, my video is cutting out. Apparently, it's too much. Right, people, 7 o'clock. That's 2 o'clock in the morning for me. I'll put the link in my Telegram. Keep an eye out for it. The channel is called The Jolly Heretic. There will be a lot of people in that chat who don't like me. So if you've got nothing to do at 7 o'clock tonight, maybe pop in and see how I work under pressure. I'm going to put on a bit of Alex Jones. The grift has been appalling, but thank you, Ludwig and Mike Collins there, and Anglo-Saxon, of course. Thank you very much. Brad, we already did a couple of times. Hang on, let me pop it in there again. Let me see if I can find it again. Here you go. Here you go. Yes, get that Scrubs on tour in the chat. There you go. That's the link to me on Teddy Dutton's. I can't believe he's put former Marxist. Fucking hell. Starting, you know. Well, I suppose I can only go up from there. Here's Alex Jones. Feel free to throw some filthy lucre at me. I won't be streaming later today, people. I hope you understand that, because I've got Teddy Dutton at 2 a.m. and I've got work to do, and I need a little bit. Packer, that's very kind of you, mate. Cheers, Chris. Thank you, mods. See you at 7. Scrubs. Nice one, Packer. I want to thank Steve Cray and Rags, who moderated today, and Moslab and Dual Citizen, who, when they're here, they're great too. I want to thank everyone who donated, and I want to thank all of you lot. We had an interesting chat about addiction today, didn't we? I'm not necessarily right. You're not necessarily wrong. I'm not necessarily wrong. You're not necessarily right. I suppose we don't find out until we try and change our behaviours and see how things go. And that's the beauty of life. Take it easy, you wonderful bastards, and I'll see you a bit later. Where are you, Alex? You're causing me all sorts of dramas. Hopefully this won't drop out. Look after yourselves, people. Bless you all. You have value. Let me know you've got audio, please.
The paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green-looking skin, and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we want to eat babies." I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, "We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet."
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
And so was I. Isn't that peculiar? Look after yourselves, people. Have a wonderful day on life. You only get one life, but if you make it count, you only need one. Look after yourselves. Oita!